Hey, Cohort 1, this is Brandon Rogers. Um, I'm here today to share my patterns assignment with you. Um, it's been a long couple of weeks going through each of the different methods and learning about each of the design methods, but what I'm happy to say is that I learned a lot as a result of the process, and I'm sure each of us has. Um, there's so many different takeaways. And I'd like to just jump in and show you how I began to develop my process. So when it comes to our affinity diagram, as you can see, I have it behind me, and this is an upgrade from what I used to have before. And so I went out and actually got a whiteboard, and I wanted to be very organized and very serious about the process. So I divvied things up by each of the design elements. So invitation, purpose, system, experience, technology, evidence, values or principles, and then mastery. And you'll notice that I have small letters at the bottom of each of the post-its, and that was just to organize by whatever method it was. So I went through and carefully went through each of the sections, and any thoughts that I had where I saw any patterns or similarities, I decided to just kind of build a tree. And then that was what enabled me to go through and then define each of the patterns that made themselves known to me in each of the sections. So with that, I'll jump right in. So when it comes to invitation, what I notice is that across each of the different methods, co-ownership is emphasized. Diversity is used as a strength in holistic thinking, as well as whole brain thinking, which is used as a useful strength. In addition to that, the introduction of a question with the method being used as a solution opportunity seems to be the essence of invitation. When it comes to purpose, what really stands out is that each method has a defined purpose, and that purpose is focused on inspiring others. And there's also a mantra of no one being left behind. When it comes to system, this is a pretty robust section for me. And what I learned is that roles are usually defined with facilitator and sponsorship roles being very common. There's a variety of formats and amounts of time that can be needed to facilitate, but typically it ranges from a few hours to 1 to 3 days. In addition to that, some of these methods can even be facilitated in a retreat format or even as long as a classroom format. In addition, the use of space seemed to be a key fundamental. In this sense, psychological, but it could also be physical. And with the exception of T groups, each of the methods is very accommodating to large groups. And as a matter of fact, they emphasize the larger the group, the better. And it also seems that some methods prefer to have some members be unknown to each other before and after and during the event. And my guess is that this is to enable fresh perspectives. For experience, it seems like the foundation is about providing the opportunity to communicate and share ideas in a safe space. Games and activities are very common, and specifically when it comes to World Cafe and Appreciative Inquiry, it shares a focus on the discoveries. And the parameters and expectations are usually defined in the beginning. When it comes to the experience, it's interesting to note that the facilitators don't exactly drive the events, but they help to provide kind of like light barriers or guidelines as the groups go through process, typically introducing it, setting the stage for what is going to happen, but really it's the participants that drive the events. Once again, the use of space, whether it's wall space, room space, or virtual space. And then things are usually visually displayed to ensure that ideas aren't forgotten, to ensure that members feel heard, and also to remember key information, especially if there's action steps that arise as a result. As for evidence, action research seems to be the foundation of each of the methods, and years of inquiry and practice are large cornerstones in furthering knowledge. Additionally, the core principles are a commonality between each method, but still each of them are individually distinct. When it comes to the values, it seems that the focus here is on bringing talents to the forefront and emphasizing learning, taking positive risks, and making mistakes. And it includes everyone, and it allows everyone to be heard. And one of the things that really stood out to me that I thought was neat is that it affords everyone freedom, the freedom to decide with their heads and hearts at the same time. And it's playful. As for technology, you would expect it to be at the forefront, but really, technology takes more of a back seat. It's more of a supporting role for each of the activities. The collaborative applications such as Zoom or WebEx are consistently used just to connect people. And in lieu of face-to-face communication, collaborative technologies are the best, the second best. Collaborative docs seem to have a consistent value among each of the methods for a number of reasons, whether it's taking notes, capturing salient takeaways, action steps, and then the use of social media, particularly among Future Search and the World Cafe methods. And the technology really emphasizes the relationship building aspect. And finally, when it comes to mastery, and to find ways to further develop oneself in any of the areas, the workshops are a very useful way to obtain info and practice skills. Many methods have an online community that practitioners can connect to and can share information amongst themselves and or those that are interested. And of course, books are a great form of reference. So overall, I put together a simple mind map that says exactly what I said. When it comes to invitation, the problem is a solution. The solution is the method. There's whole team thinking. When it comes to purpose, problems are posed as a question. There's self-empowerment. No one is left behind. For system, there's defined roles. There's games and activities to make it fun. And there's a group process. When it comes to experience, it's focused on communicating ideas, loosely defining parameters so people can grow, and use of space. Evidence, focused on action research, which is a lot of what we're focused on at this point, and inquiry and practice. Technology, collaborative apps for collaboration, social media, and relationship building. Overall values, learning, positive risk-taking, freedom, and finally mastery, apprenticeships, community and network, and books. And with that, those are my salient takeaways. I can't wait to listening and hearing yours as well. And I look forward to seeing you in the residency, okay? Take care.